Hey there, folks. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we have a heartwarming story for you about the poor man and the hidden secret behind the torn bill. This touching tale is sure to leave you with a meaningful lesson. So, let's dive right in. Ethan Caldwell sat on the cold concrete bench of a dimly lit bus station, his tattered coat wrapped tightly around him. The night wind howled through the empty streets, chilling his bones. Once, he had a family, a stable job, and a home filled with warmth. But life had its cruel ways. Tragedy, loss, and a streak of misfortunes had stripped him of everything. Now, Ethan survived on the kindness of strangers, the occasional odd job, and sheer willpower. He was a man forgotten by the world, but his spirit refused to break. One evening, as Ethan scoured a nearly empty cafe for discarded leftovers, a businessman hurriedly walked past him. As the man pulled his wallet from his coat, a crumpled and torn $50 bill fluttered to the ground. Ethan's instinct told him to pick it up and return it, but something made him hesitate. The man was too far now, swallowed by the rush of city life. Ethan unrolled the torn bill, his rough fingers tracing its worn edges. But there was something odd, a strange marking on the inside fold. It wasn't just a regular bill. It had tiny handwritten letters and numbers scribbled across the tier. Curious, Ethan squinted under the flickering street lamp and slowly deciphered the writing. For the one who finds this, look beyond what you see. 245 W Elm Street, a basement, 9 p.m. His heart pounded. Was this a trap, a prank, or an opportunity? For a man who had nothing, curiosity outweighed fear. The next night, Ethan found himself standing outside 245 W Elm Street, a rundown antique shop with a closed sign hanging on its door. The city's noises faded as he circled to the back alley, where an old wooden staircase led to a dimly lit basement. Taking a deep breath, he knocked. The door creaked open slightly, and an elderly man peered through the gap. His eyes widened when he saw the torn bill in Ethan's hand. "You found it," the man whispered, before ushering him inside. The room smelled of aged books and dust. Inside was a wooden table, a single chair, and an old safe. The man who introduced himself as Henry Foster motioned for Ethan to sit. He then pulled out a stack of torn bills, all identical to the one Ethan had found. "I've been leaving these around the city for years," Henry said. "A way to find those who still believe in honesty." Ethan was speechless. Henry continued, "Most people pocket the bill and never look beyond the money. But you followed the message." A long pause followed before Henry slid an envelope across the table. "Inside is something that can change your life. If you choose to accept it, you must promise me one thing: use it to rise again, and then pay it forward." With shaking hands, Ethan opened the envelope. Inside was a check for $50,000. Tears welled in Ethan's eyes. He had spent years struggling, overlooked, forgotten, and now by sheer chance or fate he had been given a second chance. That night, he slept with hope in his heart for the first time in years. And true to his word, Ethan used the money not just for himself, but to create a small shelter for others like him, giving them the same chance he had been given. Years later, as Ethan sat in his own cafe, watching the world go by, he discreetly placed another torn bill under a table, whispering to himself, "Let's see who is willing to look beyond what they see."